Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hey, welcome back to the Dirty Knobs podcast. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Hollywood Mike Miranda, along with my co-hosts, JV James Vicente and EC Eric Carter. This episode is JV's BMX questions. He's got some doozies for us. Hey, listen, we look forward to your comments, so please do that. If you have anything to say about it, comment on YouTube. Also, while you're on there, subscribe. Listen, when you subscribe, it lets us know we're doing a good job. Also, it gives us a chance to give somebody something. So we've got a big box of stuff for the winner, Lucky VW. Now we don't know who that is. So please go to dirtyknobs.com, send us an email, tell us who you are and your mailing address so we can get a box out to you. And while you're on that website, hey, buy a t-shirt, buy a hat, and support us, man. It's awesome. Hey, speaking of support, I want to send a special shout out to my buddy, Mike Miller, who, congratulations on the publishing of his new book, Day One by Michael Miller, available on Amazon. Hook a brother up. And now, time for the show.
Hey, fellas.
Looking good.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, fellas.
Oh my
There
gosh.
you go.
That is the most fantastic thing I've seen in 20 years.
Look how white that thing isn't even dirty in the least bit.
Hey, I told you guys, man. I've told you many, many times I'm a hoarder.
Can you believe that, JV? Look at that thing.
Man. That
The
is
only-
classic. What's on the back? What's on the back?
It says yes. Oh, and the logo.
Oh.
You know, the only
amazing.
thing that's even more amazing is that he fits in it.
Yeah, you still fit in that
Yeah,
thing.
he can
You're
still
all
fit
right,
that,
man.
yeah.
It's crazy, huh? You
Yeah.
know what, though? It's really short.
You
My
don't have
shirt
your
Yeah, but
pants,
you
you
know
don't
what?
have your leathers on?
I got taller since they gave this to me.
Yeah. That was those were the coolest things, man.
Dude,
You came out in your full uniform. That would have been something.
dude, I have it. I have it, actually. I actually have it. I got it. I actually need to give it, donate it to the BMX Hall of Fame. is
There
what I
you
need
go.
to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think I'm gonna put I got a pair of pants, a jersey, and my white Echo helmet. I think
Whoa.
that's
The cooler, the styrofoam cooler.
the cooler.
Oh,
I gotta get my son Cole. I gotta get my youngest boy who collects all this. He's a hoarder in training.
He is a hoarder in training.
I gotta get him to cut loose of that. But if I can get him to cut loose of it, man, it would be amazing.
Hold on a
Wow.
second.
Yeah.
I haven't Gork and Shannon asked me to send a jersey in, but I only have one, and I only have one because you gave it to me.
Dude,
You gave me my first jersey back.
it's crazy, right?
How did you end up with? I don't know how you ended up with it.
I don't know. I don't know if that was it me that gave it back to you?
I thought so.
I gave you back a plate.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Somebody else gave me back my first Hutch jersey. It's the only one I have.
I didn't steal your plate from Lancaster. You actually gave me your plate. Billy stole your gloves, but you gave me your plate. So Billy Harrison stole your shit. You gave me your plate, and I held on. Dude, that was a prized possession of mine for many, many years, man. And it gave me a great feeling to be able to give you back that plate, because man, that was a good race for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Hey,
a big race.
let me just tell you right now, it's been phenomenal that people have given me back stuff because I had nothing.
Well, like
I gave it away.
Well, you always tell me it's just stuff.
It's just stuff. It's just stuff.
That's right.
Hey,
you do say that.
Hey,
Yeah.
he does, doesn't he, JV?
He does say that.
Stuff.
It's just
It's
stuff.
just stuff. Hey, I want to tilt your head down a little bit. That's a nice hat. Shout out to Bill Ryan.
Shout out to my brother in BMX, Bill Ryan. Super
Yes.
cool guy. I mean, what a sweetheart of a guy. I mean,
Dude.
a good egg, absolute good egg.
Hey, he lives and breathes it.
Oh, dude, he gives so much back to the sport of BMX.
Yeah.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we always talk about a good egg and what is a good egg, and we call it the flat. Myself and another friend, we call it the flat tire test. It's the flat tire test.
I know
If you were on your way to a job interview and you saw that person on the side of the road, would you stop to help them? If they had a flat tire, would you stop to help them?
Right.
But more importantly, if you were on the side of the road and they were on their way to the job interview, would they stop to help you?
Right. Bill would get a lot of stops.
Yeah, and he might as well work for AAA. I mean, he stopped for everybody.
Yeah, Bill stops for strangers.
Yeah, just an absolute great guy. I mean,
I agree, man.
Big heart.
Yep. Yeah.
Glad he's still doing great.
And a big influence on a lot of people. Oh.
Let's go.
Hey, dude, you're on the team.
Let's go.
You know what's really funny about that is I know rats have been living in that helmet.
Hold on, I had to take that off because hold on.
That is amazing.
The amount of rat shit that probably just went in my hair right now.
You're gonna have to go to the doctor after you're done.
Oh man, I cannot believe that.
You just got hantavirus.
Man, good Lord. Well, I'd get my jersey down and put it on, but dude, those stars, they'd be Haley's Comets jumping out of the thing, stretching that thing out.
They might stretch a little, huh?
Yeah, that thing might stretch. You know, the funny thing about that jersey is that is my very first Hutch factory jersey. And it says awesome. on the front, it says TJ. It was, yeah. They didn't have any at the time when Hutch signed me and I went to that race. My first race with Hutch, they didn't have any extra jerseys. He didn't have any made at the time. So he sent me that one. It said TJ on the front, and I just put a JT sticker over it.
Yep. My first race on Hutch was Christmas Classic. And I didn't have a jersey either. I rode in Chris Backus's jersey. Backus brought jerseys for me. And
now you've been riding his girlfriend for a couple days.
Oh, man.
Gonna have to edit that out.
Nah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Dirty Knobs, dude.
Dirty Knobs, baby. Hey, speaking of which, I someone gave me an idea for an episode. They said, "Hey, you know what you guys should do? Because when you have a guest, whether you have a guest or not, you guys should do an episode where they were commenting on EC drinking beer during the look at him. Yeah. Hey. They said you guys should plan one and do one where you do a shot like every 10 minutes, or you drink a beer every half hour or something. You should do one and you guys get wrecked and just keep talking.
Some of us would do better than others.
Well,
on that.
Some of you are B pros.
Some are AA.
Yeah.
Yep. And some are Hall of Fame.
There you go.
Some are Hall of Fame.
Hey, yeah.
There you go.
No, it's funny is I don't know that the three of us have ever done it.
No.
What do you mean? Drank till we
were silly.
Oh,
hold on.
You're saying that
I mean together, the
all
three
three
of us.
together.
The three of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I can vouch for you, both of you. Yeah.
Hey,
what's your thoughts about doing one of those shows? It had to be like a St. Patty's Day or something. Had to be a special occasion.
I'm down for it. But what I really want to do, man, this is something I want to ask. I don't know how we can do this. Can we do GoPros or some other type and can we collectively meet each other and go to places and film do a podcast, but do it remotely, not like this?
What you mean like we were with each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know it would be cheesy, but if we wore like chesties or chest cams, so we all had GoPros on, so we're filming.
Okay, so here's what we have. So I tell them.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at Frogtown, well, there's two at Frogtown. Oh, we go ahead, JV. You tell me.
Tell him the golf, the one about.
Yeah.
About
so
if Eddie did his golf thing, he normally.
So first of all, there's Frogtown.
Yes.
At Frogtown, all of us will have GoPros. We'll have 2 or 3 external cameras. One that's from the top, from the back of the crowd facing us. One from behind us facing out to the crowd, and one to the side capturing everything. Plus, we'll all have GoPros on our chest.
Nice.
Yep. We'll have a PA system. We have speakers. We're going to have like 4 guys. There's going to be us 3 that will have, they'll be handhelds. And then we have 3 or 4 guys at a table that we're going to talk to. We're going to interview the 3 or 4 guys all at once.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know who the guests are?
John Cruz is one. I have not. There's a lot of guys there. So we're going to mix guys in and out.
We're freestyling.
We're totally freestyling.
Why wouldn't we not? Why would we change it?
We can't do it the other way.
I know.
Can't do it the other way.
It has to be freestyle.
So the fine folks at Cena Helmets has sent us helmets that have microphones and speakers built in.
Get out.
They sent it to us so we could do an event. And my first idea was we would have somebody ride and we would be peppering them with questions.
I love it.
Yep. While they're riding, they got to answer the questions, and we'll they'll be all one answer, one word answers like boxers or briefs, all kinds of favorite number plate, all kinds of stuff like that. Then, JV had
I like it.
Yeah. JV had a fantastic idea.
Let's hear it.
Go JV.
So, at the Hall of Fame thing, Eddie usually, I don't know if he's going to do it this year, but he usually does that golf outing the day before.
Oh yeah. EC knows that they.
I know about that.
Yeah.
I think
so does the
San Diego County Sheriff and so does the
snack bar and the wall on the side of the snack bar.
Yeah. and so does the Modelo distributor of San Diego
and the guy who checks out the golf carts. San Diego
he made a ton
Municipal.
on recycling that day.
Yes.
Anyways,
go ahead, JB.
If he does that again this year, I said I think it would be really cool if we put the helmets on and we went around the golf cart or we played a hole talking to each other with the helmets on and videotaping it.
Yeah, and having rolling up on guys and having them put the helmet on and make a swing while we're heckling them through their earphones.
Yeah, I think we go backwards.
Yeah,
I think we swim upstream on the course.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Yeah. So hey, Cena Helmets, thank you so much. That's gonna be awesome. Good shout.
Love it.
Love that idea.
How'd you hook that up, Hollywood?
A YouTube star, Jose, she hooked me up with it. She's sponsored by them, and she check out her site at Jose313. She's awesome, and she hooked me up with them. And I told them about my idea about having somebody ride down and we pepper them with questions for the podcast, and they loved it. And they sent me helmets. They sent helmets for the podcast.
Yeah.
They didn't send me helmets. They sent the Dirty Knobs helmets.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to do more of that, man. I want, time permitting, schedules permitting, but I want to do more where I think it would be really cool for us to go do things together.
Yeah.
We're doing like today, we're doing our podcast with just us 3. We don't have a guest, but man, like,
we don't have a guest because we wanted to do one with just us 3 again.
Correct,
dude. We are getting peppered.
I agree. Yeah, no, I know. But
Charles Townsend is mad at us because we haven't had him on yet. Chooch is sending dirty messages. He just tongue lashed JV.
Literally.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You took it, huh, JV?
Well, he was a little angry that no one's getting back to him.
Tell him that's Ethan Cooch's department.
Yeah. Put him through to our marketing and our
Ethan Cooch.
our-
I'm sorry. You need to contact Ethan Cooch if you want to be a guest on our show.
he'll align the schedule.
Exactly. No, I think it would be cool if we could go. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter what we do. We have a good time, whether we're sitting here jabbering at each other on a Zoom call. But man, how much fun would it be for us to go do things and be out and doing things and filming that? Because, dude, we have a good time no matter what we do. I was thinking about that the other day, Hollywood, about, no matter where we go, what we do, the constant is we always have a good time. So if we go to Whistler Bike Park, or we go to Eurobike, or we go to ABA Grands, whatever we do, it's always the same recipe. And it's so contagious that you find people migrating to the table, migrating to the tent, migrating to wherever you are, because we just make sure everybody, not just us, everybody in our surrounding area is having a good time.
Roger Hernandez from Kenda Tires said that to me today. He said he listened to our podcast and it sounds like we're just in it's just like when we're in the Kenda tent.
Correct.
We're just goofing off, doing what we do. And everyone that happens to wander in the tent doesn't want to leave.
They don't.
Because we're just doing what we do.
Yeah. But that's it, right? Like that's the beauty of this. I mean, and we've, JV, you, Mike, and I have
Same way.
Yeah. And we've talked about it all the time. We love having guests because we love telling stories, but we don't need guests. We just get on here and have a good time and start jabbering about shit. And man, it's a good time.
Yeah.
So I would love to think outside the box. I would love for us to think outside the box and try to figure out how we can do creative things, going places and being at places and doing it as well. I think it'd be fun.
All right. Well, we've talked for about a half hour now. We haven't done any podcast yet.
We're podcasting.
Yep.
We're casting. All right. I wrote a couple of things down. I'm just going to throw them all out. Everything that I wrote.
Hold on.
Go.
JV. Hey. Welcome to another episode, man.
Hey.
Nice jacket.
Hey, hold on a second.
Are you sweating? How bad are you sweating in that jacket?
Yeah, I'm not sweating so bad.
Geez,
I gotta
don't
piss.
be staying in that jacket.
We gotta start over. I gotta piss.
Okay, go.
I
won't send another link. I'll just leave it on live for you.
Yes.
He's gonna put the pants on. Come back with the leathers.
Do you guys see my shirt?
We can't see it through the jacket.
Look at that.
Bachelor.
Oh, is that Rich and Gary?
Yeah.
The Housemans.
So it was Rich's bachelor
That's
party
funny.
in 2005. And this is a picture of Rich and Gary when they were little kids in the shower together.
Oh my God.
So we
That's
made these
too
shirts
funny.
for their bachelor
That's
party.
awesome.
That is pretty funny.
What's your shirt say, JV?
Oh.
Oh, look at you, knobs. You know what, boys? I reached for the knobs, but then I saw this shirt and this coat.
Yeah.
I was like,
Too much.
Oh, the coat. Come on.
I
You
gotta
can't-
wear this.
Yeah.
You had to do it.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Well, hey, man, I love when we get to do these things by ourselves. I know we have a lot of guests that, we have guests in between. We have guests that want to come on. I'm very excited about an upcoming guest, not on this episode, but a future episode.
Oh, we got a she.
Ooh.
What did we get?
My opinion, one of the best BMX racers ever.
Sherry Elliott.
You know, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah? You
Yeah.
got Sherry to come on, huh?
Yeah, she's
Nice.
future. Yeah, she's agreed to come on. She is, like I said, my opinion, one of the best BMX racers ever. Not he or she.
I agree.
Yeah.
The best BMX racer, best bike riders ever.
Yeah.
I've always been a huge fan.
Yeah.
And yep.
She did good too, man. When she transferred over to mountain bikes as well, she did really good. Yeah.
Apparently, she's a kick-ass real estate agent too.
Oh, dude, I see. I'm social media friends with her, so I see some of her listings, and I know she is absolutely killing it with her real estate stuff. But I mean, not surprised, right?
The winning formula. She knows the winning formula. You work hard and you work smart.
Sherry's a goal setter.
Yep,
She's
you
Southern California person?
Northern California.
Northern. Oh, okay.
Yeah, up in the Redding area, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing, like, it's a great lesson in there is that, it's the same formula for success in BMX. If you have that same formula, it works with everything.
Yeah.
You practice, you work hard, you work smart, you get help from others, you're willing to be coached, you set goals and you work towards those goals and good things happen. Yeah. And that old saying, man, the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah. She's such a nice person too, man. She's just a kind soul and funny, loves to have a good time, always laughing and smiling and joking. So that'd be great, man. Looking forward to that.
I never met her, so looking forward to that.
I think you saw the back of her a couple times, JV.
No.
No.
That was me.
No.
Yeah, I know EC did.
Yeah, but thank goodness
EC did.
Thank goodness for Mark Perez.
Thank goodness for Mark Perez. Can't wait to hear that.
Mark Perez, if you're out there, bro, thanks for taking her out at Gnarler Park into the hay bales, man, because I was going to get smoked by Sherry.
She was smoking you fools.
She was smoking all of us.
Yep, that's right.
I was definitely afraid.
Wheels.
Yeah, with tough wheels, no less.
Dude, she was so gnarly, man. Just amazing.
Well, listen, like I said, I love when we do these ourselves. And JV, I think you actually put some thought into this one.
Did you?
Well, no, I wrote down a bunch of stuff. Just like, hey, every time I think of something, I'll put it down. I'll either put it on my phone or put it on paper. I'm just gonna throw stuff out there that I was thinking about. We don't have to go to each one, but just it might be something we want to dig back into.
You never know.
That might be cool to dig into.
Hollywood, this is dangerous, man. You don't know where this is going to lead.
We're lucky, Hollywood. We got JV to do this because, dude, you know me, man. I just show up with my Hutch coat on,
cracking a coldie and let it rip.
Yeah, JV, thank you, man, for being a little bit more organized and detailed and dialed, man. We need you.
He's so pro. He is so pro.
Yeah. He is, isn't he?
He's fantastic.
What do you got, JV?
There are things that I just go, why is it the way it is? Or why was it, that way? So one thing I was wondering.
It's because they kept losing the cards behind the gate in the windy day.
That's right.
So that's why they went to the ping pong balls in the hamster shaker.
That's why they
that's
did
how
it.
you got your lanes.
Oh my
God. And guys like Rod Beckering would get down on one knee and act like he's tying his shoe, and he would look up at the cards and try to get a good lane.
Yep.
So that's
in
why.
The hamster.
I'm sorry.
I remember that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Were you asking a question?
What do you got, JV?
Okay. I'm just going to touch this one. BMX, right? We know it stands bicycle motocross.
Yeah.
How come sometimes, or way back when, they used to call freestyle BMX?
Yeah, good question. I don't think they should have.
Right. So that's one of the things that I wrote down. Like, how come they call freestyle BMX? That didn't make sense to me. Never did.
Yeah.
Why?
Hold on.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We can go back to it.
We're here now.
That I wrote.
Well, yeah,
we're here now.
Let it rip.
All right,
Why
okay.
did they call it? I don't. What else would they call it?
Freestyle.
Well,
they called it BMX Freestyle.
Yeah,
but it's not bicycle motocross.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Not motocrossing.
But they could have called it bicycle freestyle. Yeah, bicycle freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. That's good. Hey, good point.
It's a good question.
Good start.
It's a good question. It's the same thing, man. I wonder. I always say now when they, you see guys dirt jumping or even riding park, and they call it BMX.
Yeah.
The name doesn't relate to what they do.
Right.
I'm with you, JV.
Has BMX now become just kind of like the one size fits all term?
Yes, it's all encompassing. If it has 20-inch wheels, it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
But I agree that they are especially now, right? They're so different.
Yeah.
I mean, what you see the guys doing now on Park. Well, I mean, it is literally it's a whole. Yeah, it's insane.
It's gnarly. And flatland. I mean, every different discipline is so different now. But it's not. The motocross isn't in the BMX anymore. But I'm not taking it away from it.
You know what? Hey,
different. Yeah.
You know where the motocross will be in the BMX? At Frogtown.
That's right. Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, the Dirty Knobs are going to be live. Can you believe it? Live event at the Frogtown Classic BMX Days. That's going to be at Angels Camp, California, September 9th through the 11th. Check it out. Make sure you go on to Facebook and look at Frogtown Classic BMXdays.com. Check out all the information. And again, hey, the Dirty Knobs will be live. That's exactly right. That's where BMX will be.
That's where BMX will be.
That's a good one, JV. Good start.
Good question, JV. I like it. Let's go.
Okay, got another one. For those of us.
Hold on. Can I just start and guess? I like the guess part of it.
You do.
Oh shoot.
There it is.
All right.
You want to guess what my next one is going to be?
Yeah, I like doing that. Oh. So start your question and then let me guess. Start your question.
Oh my gosh.
This is great.
Okay, go JV, go.
All right. For some of us that had two bikes.
Oh, you know what? Oh.
You know what it's going to be?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes. My question is,
go ahead.
Yes.
Why didn't they have bike boxes with wheels on the bottom?
Yes, that's it. That's what I was going to say.
See, can you believe it? I'm tuned in.
Why wouldn't they?
Tuned in.
Like,
who missed the boat on wheels on luggage?
We're carrying two bike bags.
You're dragging those damn things across the airport floor. A clothes
bag and then a helmet bag.
I know.
That's why cruisers suck.
That's why. No other reason. It's because that's the reason.
That was the number one reason I never raced cruisers.
That's a lot.
I didn't want to deal with another bike.
But right, EC, like, why wouldn't they put wheels on that darn thing?
I know it. That they do now.
Yeah.
Somebody got smart, figured it out. I agree with you. I don't know why. I only race cruiser. I don't know if I have contingency only on cruiser and NBL. But I didn't race cruiser at ABA. I don't know why.
Oh.
But you raced cruiser as an amateur, didn't you?
Yeah, but only at NBL.
Oh, man.
I never raced cruiser at ABA. How strange is that?
JV raced cruiser and class and open everywhere.
That's right.
God,
raced all of them.
Man. All of them.
Open after I stopped racing cruiser. I did open, but
I raced cruiser once in my entire career. Once.
How'd you do?
I was in Holland and at some international race, and I found out they were paying to eighth, and there were only 5 pros racing. I was like, I'm getting me some of that.
Wow.
I'm gonna race cruiser.
I'm racing cruiser. I borrowed somebody's Torker cruiser and I raced it. I did 1 lap of practice and realized I couldn't pull up the front end over to the jumps. So I would just jump off the first jump. I got good starts and people would pass me. And when in the main, I think I got 3rd or 4th. And I remember Nelson Chanity finished behind me. He raced pro cruiser all the time. And I remember crossing the finish line, turning right around and going and saying to him right to his face, "You should be ashamed of yourself." I was like, man, you should be ashamed. I never raced it again. I got my 70.
You did never race pro cruiser.
Never. That was the one time.
Man.
I took my 100 guilders or whatever they were, gefilte fish or whatever they were paying, and I left. Never again.
Got your filter fish?
Like $3.
I got my big cowbell and a big thing of flowers, and I left. I was done, man. Dude, I loved racing in Europe because they gave you all that stuff.
They did give you all of it.
A jug of milk, a big chocolate bar, whatever city you were in, they gave you and always flowers. I never knew what to do with the flowers. The first time they handed me flowers, I was like, "What are we going on a date? What? I'm a guy. I don't want flowers." The way I was raised, guys don't get flowers. What do you?
A chocolate bar.
Yeah, I
Dude,
raced somewhere, and
it's-
they gave me a big giant chocolate bar.
It's funny. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah,
Sweden
I
or
loved-
something, maybe.
yeah, I loved racing over there, but man, it was definitely different. It was funny.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Man.
there's your cruisers. Hey, great question. I don't even know what it was.
Cruise. Bike bags. Bike bags. with
Bike
wheels.
bags.
What do you
Bike bags.
got?
I have
Give me
one.
another one, JV.
Hey, I still have one.
A bike bag with wheels?
No, I have the original, like the canvas blue and yellow bike bag
No way.
Ah.
that you put a bike box in. I
I
have
don't
no
know
idea.
what I did with mine. Like I don't know why would I give my CW bike bags away? Like who would take that shit
You probably just threw it away.
back in the day? Yeah, I
Which-
guess.
Listen, EC, I know you're a hoarder.
Yeah.
JV is a hoarder with bags.
Is
I
he?
love bags.
He
Do
loves
you?
bags.
Yeah.
You're a bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you this blue and yellow bike
Don't
bag.
send me a bike bag. We're gonna
That's
do a bike bag.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know you want it, JV.
You know you want it. You'll
You
find
can, it's
you'll put
okay. We're
something
friends
there.
here.
You're
We're
gonna
all
put something in
friends.
there. Yeah.
You can admit that you want the bike back.
He's gonna come home from a business trip, and he's gonna have all his dirty laundry in a big bike box.
He's gonna be yep.
What is
I
that?
gotta go to the bike store and get one of the boxes.
That's
Yes.
right. It's
The lady at the
fantastic.
counter is gonna go. The lady at the counter is gonna ask you, "What's in that big bike box?"
Yeah.
And just like we all did, you're gonna lie and
Yep.
say it's
Parts.
camping equipment. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
I'm going camping.
It's camping
Yeah.
equipment.
Let's go
This is
camping.
back before they X-rayed them.
Yeah.
Remember, it's parts. What
Parts.
kind of part? Parts.
That's
is
right.
Parts.
Parts is
Parts.
parts.
It's just
Parts
parts.
is parts.
Stuff. It's just stuff.
There was one
It's
time
just
that
stuff.
I was I can't remember where it was coming from, but I was next to a band, checking in next to a band, and they had all their equipment and stuff.
Oh
and
my god.
when I checked in, the lady was like, he goes, "Oh, you're with the band?" And I was like, "Oh yeah.
It's the band.
And she goes,
Was it Squeaky Rocks BMX?
she goes, "Yeah, but you're not going where they're going." And I was like, no, I gotta leave. I gotta go to a different place. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
what's in there? And I said, it's just equipment. It's the band equipment. We go through, and she's just like, all right. But yeah,
I
you're with the
love
band.
it.
Yeah, I'm with the band. Yeah, but you're not going where they're going.
You're always with the band.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of band, shout out to Leonard, the band Leonard, who gives us our intro music, man.
Oh yeah.
And the
Yeah.
song, and they're guys from Riverside, and the song is Steady Peddler, which was that's the name of the song, and it's named after the BMX shop
Shop.
that was in Riverside, California. That was my very first BMX shop. I got my first bike there. It was
Did you
was a
name
shout
the
out.
song or did he?
no, they did it. He did.
They
it.
did.
The band,
That's
yeah,
cool.
Leonard.
And they named it Steady Peddler.
Yeah, and the song is about if you listen to the lyrics, which we don't use the lyrics in our startup, but we'll play it at the end of this one. We'll actually play it long at the end of this episode, so you can hear it. It's about BMX.
Are they old school BMX guys? They have to
one
be
of them
to-
is, yeah.
So they have to know about Steady
Yeah,
Peddler.
Lane Lambert is an old BMX guy from Riverside,
Yeah.
and that's why they did it. So we'll play the song. At the end of this episode, we'll let the song play out, and you can hear the lyrics.
Steady
It's
Peddler.
about BMX.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Okay, let her up, JV. What do you got?
Okay. We might have talked about this. I don't think we got really into it, but on bikes that were custom, do you think that it was deceiving?
No. Oh no. So, no, go
No?
ahead. No, go ahead. I jumped in there.
Do you think that it's deceiving to, other racers when there's a pro that is not actually racing a bike that any other person can buy?
Ooh, so
Wait.
what you're saying is, do you think when little Johnny sees Joe Hero on the Moccasin One,
Right. That's
And-
custom made.
yes, that he thinks that he can go down to Walmart and buy the exact same Moccasin One,
Right.
but it's completely different.
That's right. Do you
Do you
think it's
think that-
deceiving?
I'm going to let EC answer that because
I knew you would.
because EC is he always rode prototype moccasins.
Oh, wow. killing me.
And just to answer, I never ever, not once in my career, rode a custom made bike. I always rode stock
So I
for a different reason.
Look at him. He loves it. So in BMX, sometimes I rode custom stuff. A lot of times I rode stock. So free agent, Hutch, stock stuff. CW was stock. Schwinn made crap. So they did. Our race bikes were crap. They weren't that good. I mean,
you had the Sting.
I had the black. No, it wasn't the Sting. It was I forget what the name of the bike was, but it just was.
Yeah, you had a custom.
It just wasn't good. Yeah, we had it. So BC Dave actually customized one of their frame. Schwinn gave me a frame, and BC Dave customized it for me. So and then
BC Dave is the late Dave Schlerowitz, who ran Bicycle Center in bike shop in Southern California.
Redondo
that
Beach.
Helped in Redondo Beach, helped out a lot of kids, did gate practice one night a week. It was great guy, gave a lot to the sport, Dave Schlerowitz. We lost him 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Devastating loss to our little community, but a great guy.
Yeah, Dave was he was just he would bend over backwards to help not just myself but anybody. We were talking about Sherry earlier. Sherry was on BC. Many riders, if you didn't have a factory sponsor, he would find a place for you. In between Hutch, when Hutch went out of business, and then I won the amateur title and Hutch went out of business. I didn't have a sponsor. I went to the first ABA race as a #1 amateur, but I was sponsored by Bicycle Center. BC Dave brought me in and I rode for BC on that weekend until I got sponsored by CW. So BC Dave would give me customized frames when I needed it. But CW, I rode stock stuff. Schwinn, BC Dave did that stuff. And then I kind of, after that, I left, rode race motorcycles, and I came back and I rode a hyper stuff, which was stock stuff for BMX. Mountain bike stuff is a whole different world, man.
Yeah, that's a whole different program.
But do you think that the 7-year-old or the 8-year-old that is seeing EC riding his, custom made Hutch is thinking, I want to get a Hutch?
You hope so. That's what they're paying you for.
But you don't think it matters that it's a custom? I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I'm not, I'm not challenging the thing you see. I'm just.
It's a great question.
I don't know if they actually think about it that way. They probably don't see it that way.
I don't think a 7 or 8-year-old does. I think they just want to connect with their favorite star.
Right.
So I think when you start to get a little bit older and you start to get into a performance standpoint, when you're 13, 14 years old, or older, and you're conscious of performance, you're conscious of the way the bike rides. I think then there's some awareness as well. The person is a little bit older, so they're aware that this bike is not that bike.
Yeah, but let's say
Schwinn. This product is not that. Yeah.
Let's say Schwinn, right? Mm-hmm. Because you probably have a lot of older riders that maybe wanted to, that you were trying to appeal to older riders,
right?
Right, on the Schwinn, which you guys weren't riding stock Schwinns. When they ended up buying a Schwinn, if they ended up buying a Schwinn,
right?
They're like, what the heck did I just do?
Yeah,
because this is funky. Like, it's just not. I don't know. I've never ridden one, but I would imagine if you had to get a custom bike, it's not riding great.
Yeah, I agree.
For BMX.
Yeah. It's a great question, JB, and I'll say now,
the brand more than it is helping.
Man, another great question.
Right. Well, I always rode stock bikes. That way, if I broke one somewhere, I could go to the local bike shop and get one.
Smart.
That was the only. To be honest, that was the only out of convenience. Yeah. And I always wanted new. I always wanted new bikes. I wanted to leave them behind wherever I went. When I got home, get a new bike, except for cranks. I kept my cranks and pedals.
Right.
But other than that, I was always just I would leave them behind. And when I got home, I'd get on the bike, and that was, to me, was just the same. Didn't have to worry about it.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Couple
It's
of ways to
crazy,
look at that.
JB. I've ridden. I've gone through a big gamut of things. Like from, especially in the mountain bike world, man. It's really wild. The parts and stuff that we have that I had access to, and the high performance suspension and stuff like that. I mean, we were like, some of the suspension I was racing on was handmade one-off stuff that was hundreds of thousands of dollars, that some of that stuff never saw the light of market. We were testing constantly, and
yeah, but EC, you were developing new product that hopefully would go into production if it worked out right. And your gift of being able to, and I've heard several people say this, EC was the best at being able to write a product, test it, and then be able to give the people in charge, the engineers, he could articulate what the bike did, why, and how to change it. And that's what most riders can't do. Right. And EC was the best at doing that.
Yeah, it was my time with RockShox was probably my most special time of being a part of their black box program. And we developed, we had Air Forks 99, 2000, 99, somewhere around there. And like, I don't think that Air Fork came out for another 10 years.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, we developed it, and the prototype stuff that they made was unbelievable. The suppleness and the progression through the stroke, all the things. It was a fantastic fork,
Holy
fantastic
cow.
shock. And then when they tried to produce it, whatever maybe some decimal points got messed up or something, but the production version didn't work, or the pre-production, I should say, pre-production. So they didn't produce it. And they waited a bunch of years until they actually produced the Air Fork. And I remember when they actually came out with it, telling people like, oh yeah, I was testing that stuff 10 years ago, and they were blown away, thinking like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. To answer your question, I think there's a threshold that you cross between positive and negative on writing super Sano non-production stuff. JB, I like the questions.
I say to hell with little Johnny. If he's too dumb to figure it out, let him ride that 60-pound steel bike down the BMX track.
That's right.
That he bought for $99 at Walmart. Go get him, Johnny.
All right.
What other questions you got? I know you got more, dude.
As when you first started racing, and if I said like, what are two teams? I'm just going with the number 2, but like teams that come to mind, the first teams that come to mind, that maybe you saw in magazines or whatever, when you first started like getting into BMX. Do you know, could you recall any of those?
Oh yeah. I got mine.
Yeah.
My Mongoose, and Mongoose.
Yeah. Mongoose I remember Mongoose.
Dude, that was it for me.
In
I mean,
magazines.
I had those pictures on the wall of Mongoose.
Yeah.
And the other one, I hated to say it.
Go ahead.
Patterson.
Yeah.
Just because, they looked good. They were from Northern California, so I couldn't like them.
I liked Patterson, but it never really seemed like a team to me because they had so few riders. They never really had that team. They had you know what I mean? They had a few riders.
3 people. Something, right?
4, 5, 6. I mean,
but like
they had more. You just don't remember them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, at different times, right? But they never had a GT Diamondback Hutch team.
Right.
They were never in the running for team trophy.
For team trophy,
no.
Right.
So they never, it was the brothers.
Yeah.
And then it was Richie. Palmer was on the team for a minute. John Cruz was on the team for a minute. I think a guy, Kevin Ridling, was on the team for a minute. So, they had a few guys here and there. And like when we did our podcast with John, he alluded to being there and then coming back and then being gone and coming back. And he always had a home there, it's actually fantastic. He always had a home base, and, hats off to the Pattersons for being able to provide that. But like, it never seemed like a big team to me.
Well, I can tell you what I think the biggest team ever was.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. Kuwahara.
Kuwahara.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was Howie or whoever devised
Howie.
that co-factory program, single-handedly changed BMX sponsorship.
Change BMX.
Yeah.
He started the co-sponsor deal, and anyone.
They were all over the place.
Yeah, dude, you could
Yeah.
send in, and it was brilliant. He said, send in $150 and we give you a jersey and you get a discount on a bike, and you have a discount on racing pants. And if you come to Oklahoma at the Kuwahara Grand Nationals, we'll have a special pit for you. And dude, those 2 years were insane.
Yeah.
Everything there was Kuwahara everywhere.
Yeah, every novice moto had like 4 Kuwahara riders in it.
Yeah, genius.
It was great.
Genius.
It was
So
genius.
smart.
That was I think the biggest team I ever saw.
Teams for me first when I very first started JV, very first started 78. I mean, like a super, super brand new first couple months. For me, it was Power Lite.
Oh yeah.
Power Lite was a strong team, and it was so when I started racing, I didn't race in ABA or NBA or NBL or any of that stuff. I started in a league called BMX League. And it was a local Southern California league. And we had 4 tracks. We only raced on Sundays. That was it. So there was like Santa Ana Elks, Irvine, and La Mirada were the tracks that we had to race. And they would just cycle between those. And Power Lite was a real power. It was this big, strong team. And it had a lot of fast riders on the team. And then the guy that, the family that got me started in BMX, the Fay family. Bill Fay and his kids, Brent and Billy, and then his wife, Charlotte. I played soccer with the boys, and Bill ran the BMX league. He was a Power Light guy. And so he was super tied in with Steve Rink, who was Power Light. And so I always wanted to be on that team. I thought that was the most amazing thing ever. But like literally within the few months that I started, I got 1 season at BMX League. It sold to ABA, and literally Power Light just died. It was gone. So that was 78. 79.
Did they have a pro back then?
I don't remember them having a pro.
I don't think they had a pro until the 80s.
No, we had Bill Fay, Brent Fay, Doug Goggemeyer was on the team. There was another older amateur guy that was on the team as well. There was a couple of fast younger kids.
Kevin Harlow on Cruiser.
Kevin Harlow was on Cruiser. That's right. But I will tell you, there was a team when I started JV, and Hollywood's going to laugh when I say this. And I thought they had the coolest bikes, and they looked super cool because their coloring was super stealth. Their frames were super bitchin' looking. I'm going to give Hollywood a chance to guess.
It was a bike and had a factory team.
Yeah, super cool looking frames. They were unique frames.
Unique frames.
Yeah, they looked unique.
Slingshot. No,
I thought they did.
Let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. Robinson.
No.
Rally.
Those were unique too. Actually, the sticker on the Robinsons were pretty unique.
Yeah, no, I like it because they had the R on the gusset.
The 3 R's.
Yeah, correct.
The 3 R's in that holographic looking.
Yeah, correct.
But the team that I'm talking about is a team called DRP.
Oh,
Delta Racing Products.
Yeah,
oh,
Demos.
Man.
Yeah,
and Demos was he was a handmade frame builder, and he used to build road bikes. And so he had, old school road bikes have lugs, right? On their on the head tube and the seat tube and the bottom bracket, they have these lugs to add strength. And so Demos would add these lugs, and they had these cool like shapes to them. And then the frame would be black and the lug would be painted yellow. And man,
everybody had black frames with gold parts.
Yeah.
And their uniforms were all black with a little gold on it. And they were super cool. And what's funny now that I think about it? I did not like those bikes. They only had small bottom brackets. right?
They were
So
road
you could only-
bikes.
yeah, they were all road bikes.
Oh,
So it's basically a road bike, but shrunk down to a BMX,
Right.
BMX
size.
geometry.
Not BMX geometry, not BMX geometry, because they were like a judge.
Yeah.
And you could rub your feet on the front tire. They were super steep head angles and short frames. And they did have a pro, Denny Davidow.
That's
Oh,
right.
man.
Yeah, they did have a pro. His Denny Davidow.
Yeah.
And his brother Dirk was a racer, and David
Mm.
Lee was a top amateur.
Marietti's.
Dave Marietti, Rinker Marietti was the little kid on the team.
Yeah.
Leslie Burley was the Power Puff racer.
That's right.
Jeez.
Ed Hicks,
Ed Hicks.
who went on to bend all the handlebars at CW,
Ed Hicks, dude. Yes, Ed Hicks.
and Tony Puggi.
Yes. That's crazy, dude.
How about
I-
that memory? How
I don't
about
know.
after all those concussions, I still pull that out?
Dude, I just remember Rinker Marietti, right? Because I was about Rinker's age. He was a year younger than me, but Rinker had this insane, super light, 11-pound, 12-pound BMX bike
Everything drilled out.
in 1979, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, oh, I would love to be a part of DRP. But
And what about you, Jay? Yeah.
So that never happened. But then I actually got to be on my dream team at the time, which was JMC.
JMC.
Yeah, JMC was my dream team at that time. So I
Yeah.
got to be co-factory.
Who was the pro on that team?
At the time, it wasn't Harry.
Kim Jarbo?
I don't know. It was 80. That was 81. So I don't even know who the pro was.
Harry had already gone to Diamondback?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's probably Kim Jarbo.
Yeah, I think it was Jarbo.
Yeah.
I just liked it. I was, Sam Arlano was on the team. That was that iteration of the team that I wanted to be a part of.
What about you,
Super
JV?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Teams that Mongoose for sure was, when I first got into looking at magazines and wanting to get into it, Mongoose. DG was one. It's actually my first jersey, even before I was racing. I think I saw it in a bike shop, and my girlfriend at the time in, I don't know, high school, whatever, junior high, high school, had got the jersey for me and bought it for me for my birthday.
That's a good girl.
Yeah, it was hanging in the window.
At Clifton Speed Center?
No, Bloomfield Cycler, something like that. And then the other two are kind of funny when I think about it in magazines and look at it. Bandito was one.
If you only knew.
A lot.
You only knew about
If you only
Bandito.
knew.
Well, tell me what.
Hollywood.
Oh, Bandito was originally, it was Dave's bike shop in Riverside. It was a family, the Hinshaw family. They were track operators at the Corona Norco YMCA.
Amazing.
And they would roll up. I mean, it was just chaos when they came to the track. Snotty little kids running everywhere.
really?
They all had red hair. It was crazy. Mrs. Hinshaw they were so sweet people, but they always wore those ugly ass green and yellow uniforms.
Yeah,
Yes.
green and yellow.
They were ugly. And but they were the nicest people. And so he had an idea. He went to CW and said, I want to start making my own bikes for my bike shop. And I want to call him Bandito. And if you look at the logo, I mean, it's so politically incorrect.
Yeah.
The little Mexican guy,
That's right.
like the Frito Bandito guy.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. But the idea for the frame was, and Roger asked him, he goes, well, do you want it to have a steep head angle or a more of a regular one? And he goes, I don't know. Well, do you want the bottom bracket to be kind of high or kind of low? I don't know. And he goes, well, can I have both? And he goes, and Roger said, I don't know. He goes, how do you do that? He goes, well, let's make double forks. The forks would have two dropouts.
Yep.
One dropout, but it had two holes in
my
it. So you could
God.
run the axle in the front or the back. And he goes, well, what if so the rear drop out on the frame had an upper slot and a lower slot. And it wasn't just upper and lower, it was forward and back.
Yes.
So you could either have a unicycle or a chopper.
And anything in between.
Yeah, or anything in between. Right. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
And they had a pro.
They had
Juarez.
Tinker.
They did.
Tinker Juarez was their pro.
Tinker used to show up to parks.
Yep. On the Bandito. We called it the Bandildo.
And Tinker would show up to parks. We'd be riding at parks, and then he would show up. I think he actually wasn't his truck like a little ODI truck.
It was a little mini truck.
Yeah, with a cab on the back.
Yeah, exactly right. Little lowered mini truck with the cab on the back.
And he would show up, but then he wouldn't get out of his car for like 15 or 20 minutes. And then when he would open the door, it was a massive cloud.
He was vaping.
He was ahead of his time. He was vaping.
Yeah.
And then the last team is Gold Line.
Cool.
Do you remember that?
Gold Line.
Do you remember
was
that?
That wasn't that
was
like
part of like
Gold Line was
ABA or something
ABA's
like that, right?
answer to Kuwahara.
Gold Line was ABA's house brand that they sold at the Nationals. So they had a product
used to have the
to
big
sell.
truck and everything.
That was their answer. They saw Kuwahara just cashing in. They go, we can do that.
Yeah.
Gold line, JV.
I just remember it.
It's like good, man.
I just remember it. Gold Line.
Of all the teams.
Gold
Well,
line.
no, the usual suspects, you know.
And I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive that the ABA Gopher was sponsored by Gold Line.
That's right.
I think he had like Gold Line gloves on.
Yeah.
And Gold Line
Go for it, Gopher.
Go for it, Gopher.
Go for it, Gopher.
I love it.
Great question, JV.
What do you got?
All right.
Give me some more. I love this.
I'm running out.
No, you're not.
I only have two more.
Perfect.
And you probably answered some of this, but teams that you always wanted to be on or admired.
Ooh. Well, I did, in the beginning when I saw all the Mongoose stuff and then there was a Schwinn commercial that came out on television with Robbie and Eric Roop and Kevin Jackson way back then, but I didn't want to be on the team. It was not, I was a Mongoose guy. I liked the Mongoose. And then, the original Mongoose, they had a commercial, and it was with Brian Cornell and Jeff Kosmala and Tinker Juarez. And then I was a Mongoose guy, and part of it was Tinker Juarez. Part of it was Perry Kramer. Part of it was, it was cool to me to be Mongoose. And I loved their ads in the magazine. And again, when I first went to races and my dad went a couple times, Tinker Juarez's dad was there, and my dad would park next to him just because, I don't know, it was like the Barrios part of the track, which where the Mexicans were. So my dad went, and so I was a Mongoose guy. And after that, I really, I didn't really aspire to be on any other team. It was like, I just wanted to race. So I didn't, after that, I wasn't looking forward to, I want to be on Hutch. I want to be on, that didn't happen. I just wanted somebody to pay for my entry fees. Maybe I did want to be on, I wanted to be on Lightning Express Trucking Company.
I bet you did.
What the hell is that?
That was a local, BMX.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'm getting caught here. I had a local BMX team from my, the town around we lived in.
Dude, he wanted to put the cargo in Fargo.
Oh
yeah. There was a big family, and they had a lot of local guys on there, and they just raced locally. And I had a bit of a crush on the daughter.
There you go.
For me, JV, it was, like I said, it was JMC. I wanted to be on JMC a bunch, and then after that, I didn't really want to be on any team. I was just picking up co-factory. I got on co-factory VDC or factory VDC, and then co-factory free agent. Dom put me on free agent. And then, but the next team I wanted to be on was Hutch. I really wanted to be on Hutch. And, you know, obviously I did well enough that Mike plugged me in. And after that, there wasn't really any teams that I wanted to be on. I was actually really, I mean, I was heartbroken, Hollywood, when Hutch went out of business.
So was I.
Because I saw myself staying with Hutch forever.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the dream position, right? Like it was the All-American. There was the stars, the red and the white. I mean, it was everything. It was like, my gosh, there's nothing more that I could ever have been on that I wanted to be on. And gosh, man, I remember when my dad told me, like, yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. And I was destroyed.
Yeah. Same here.
I couldn't believe it. And I had heard rumblings. I know my parents kept it from me before the Grands because they didn't want me to know. They didn't want me to be stressed out. They wanted me to just go race and go for the title. But I had heard rumblings about things that were happening, you know, and I know that all of our parents, you know, Hutch didn't have the money to send all of our team. You know, we went to the Grands as a team. Myself, Charles, I think my parents actually paid for Charles to go. And then Luna, Zaino, and then the Housemans went on their own. And we went as a team, but we funded our way to go there. Yeah. Because Hutch was going bankrupt.
Yeah.
And it was, man, I was devastated because that was for me, JV, that was the end all team. To be on this team with my hero who brought me in and mentored me, it was everything. And to lose that, whew.
It kind of goes to show you, right? In terms of like how hard it is and how many bikes you actually have to sell versus how much you put into marketing like a team, which costs a lot of money, right?
But it does. You're right, JV. But it also shows how finicky and how vulnerable, right? Like you know, Hutch started to develop, as I understand it, Hollywood, Hutch started to develop this aluminum mini bike project and it failed. And there's tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in that. And then, you know, it's like you get behind and then you get a little more behind, you get a little more behind. And it's such a fine line between success and failure.
Yeah.
And
you have to innovate though. If you don't innovate,
but also if you're not a huge corporation with a bunch of funds stashed aside to be able to like weather the storm, it's just like one storm comes and the whole thing's wiped out.
Well, and that's what happened. There were several things that happened that was the demise of Hutch, and that was really you know, that bikes were being made overseas, and he was late to the game on that. GT had Right Way. They had a bigger distribution channel, and Hutch had not penetrated, you know, the entire country through. He didn't have a big enough distribution channel, and he was more of a manufacturer. And he was, like I said, late to the import game, but man, he made great stuff, and he made great stuff, and he had the world by the tail. Just the world changed a little bit faster than he did, and that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people had Hutches, right? I mean, it wasn't like they weren't around.
Not only did a lot of people have him, JV, a lot of people wanted him.
People, you know what? People loved Hutch bikes. People loved Hutch. Yeah, I think they had a like JMC too. They had a strong following that people just were just in love with it.
Yeah. And they just couldn't. Yeah, literally, right?
I still am. I'm still a big Hutch fan.
Yeah. And you know, Hutch couldn't deliver on that. And I mean, quite frankly, JV, as I've been involved in the bike industry now, outside of being a 15-year-old BMX racer that thinks that the world revolves around myself and the factory race team, and then have graduated out and learned that it's BMX racing, mountain bike racing, all that. You're a marketing tool as a part of a business.
Right.
And as I've learned, as I've grown up and matured, it's like, dude, it is volatile. it's wild, right? And that's why I say, if you don't have some cash and some funds set aside to weather storms, dude, one storm hits and that's it, man. The boat sinks.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, you know, you have brands like this, like Hutch. I mean, how iconic is it?
Yeah.
It's iconic. People.
Well, it's no VDC.
Yeah. I
You know,
mean,
with the big monkey on the front of your jersey.
Yeah.
the Changa.
It is no
Changa.
BDC. Yeah. So,
And you had a
But-
pro. You had a pro.
yes.
And I think he punched you in the face.
Who was the pro? Nelson? No.
Hans Nissen.
Hans Nissen.
Hans Nissen. That's right.
Hans
Yeah.
Nissen.
I think, well, I don't know.
Oh, hold on. You know who else you had on board? JV, you may not know this. You know
Go ahead.
who raced for Factory Vorst Dixon?
I don't know.
The greatest supercross racer ever, Jeremy McGrath.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was teammates
Holy.
with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about a
That's pretty
great,
cool.
another great BMX family.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Great
Do you-
BMX.
do
Mr.
you-
and Mrs. McGrath. Oh my gosh. Love those folks.
Yeah, Jack and Ann are salt of the earth, good people, man.
Great
I-
family.
yeah, it's
And sister.
yeah, and Tracy too. You know, Jack has since he sold his transmission and auto shop, he doesn't own that anymore. And now, as I understand it, I just found this out.
He's starting a BMX team.
No, that would be amazing.
Shoot.
No, you know, when Jeremy stopped riding for VDC, there was a year or two before he started racing motorcycles, and Jack started a trailer bike shop business that went to the races. It was called Country Kids BMX. That was their product, and they
Yeah, I
had a
remember
trailer,
that.
and they were selling stuff out inside the trailer before Jeremy started racing motorcycles. But I think what I've heard is Jeremy bought Jack's shop over here in Sun City. I mean, it's just down the street from my house, JV, like literally like 2 miles away from me. And Jack ran this transmission and auto shop for like 30 years, all the time. Jeremy was winning all these Supercross titles, and Jack and Ann were managing some of his business stuff and some of his licensing stuff. Jack still was a total grease monkey. Like I would literally
Working on transmissions.
dude, like I'm telling you, Hollywood, I would sometimes I would just drive down the road and I'm like, I'm gonna go see Jack. I just pull in, sit down, and I talk with Jack. Ann would sometimes be there, and I get to sit and just chat with those guys. Jack would come in and just grease all over him, grease on his hands. Hey, what's going on, man? I'd sit there and talk for hours with those guys, man.
You know what was another great team, JV?
Which?
Clifton Speed Center.
Oh God, they were
That was a
ahead of
team.
ahead
You
of their
know,
time.
I their team
Speed
captain.
Center, huh?
Yeah, their team captain was something else.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I
You had
heard
rumblings out there
I
on
heard
the
this
West
guy.
Coast.
I heard this guy showed up and said, "I'm team captain." Is
I
that
just looked down from the starting tower, looked down, and there he is. I just out of nowhere I go, hey kid, Clifton Speed Center, huh? And JV looks up. He just goes, yeah, I'm team captain.
that's right?
Like, and I just remember looking over at Joe Ballmer, Greg Grubbs, and going, ooh.
All right, you know.
Yeah, great team. Great team.
JV, you captain?
I was
Team
team
captain.
team captain. Yeah, team captain. Had a C on my jersey and everything.
Oh, you
Yeah.
had to see.
Yeah. No, first sponsor. Went to the bike shop. They had a team. You know, you give them a certain amount of money, they give you a shirt, and you pay for the pants or something. Didn't have a helmet. Had a Grant helmet. Do you remember those?
No.
Oh. Oh God. It was worse than the
Grant?
Echo, the inside of the Echo helmet.
It was a pre ice chest.
Yeah.
Oh God. No, it was a full face, but it was not very protective. Had the helmet.
The
Yeah.
Grant.
Yeah. Grant, I think it was called. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, first sponsor.
I remember my first sponsor was Steadley Peddler Bike Shop, and I got 10% discount.
Yeah,
And
10%.
Yep. And I remember my dad saying, let me understand this. You get 10% discount, but you pay 8% tax. So really, you're getting a 2% discount.
I told you my first sponsor before Hollywood.
Tell us.
Yeah, it was Sports Awards.
That's right. Gene Erickson.
That's right.
A trophy place?
Trophy
That's
place.
right. Gene Erickson. Gene Erickson was he ran the Orange Y for a while and was the announcer and also provided the awards. And so his son Evan, I was myself and Evan, we formed a team. It was just me and Evan. And I would actually go to Gene's house periodically, and I would build trophies. He would pay me to build trophies. He'd pay me and Evan to build the trophies for the races.
Yeah.
And then I got I don't know if I got discount or free entries to Orange Y, but Sports Awards was my first sponsor.
If you think about it, it's not that bad of it
was
kind of
great.
makes sense. I mean, you give trophies away.
Yeah.
People give trophies for other things. Your sponsor
I love
it.
it.
From what I understand in BMX, it's not changed a lot. That you're everybody gets you're sponsored and you get a discount.
That's right.
I heard that's how BMX hasn't changed much like that.
Yeah, it's actually gotten worse. It's actually gotten worse because everybody expects a discount, so nothing sells at retail anymore.
Oh. Well, JV, what do you got? What do you got?
Yeah, I want to hear some more questions. I like this shit, JV.
In terms of teams, Mongoose was a team, of course, also for me. But the other one was Hutch, and you like. And now the first time I really saw the team, I think Mike, we already had connected, but when you guys were at Braddock for the East Coast National, and you had the camp, you had your camper there, and you also had like a chef, and they were cooking
That was
food.
a Hutch thing. That was Hutch
for the
thing.
team. It was, it really was something that was neat for everybody to say, oh, that's a team.
Yeah.
They cook together, they eat together, they have fun. They're on top of the camper and all that stuff. It was just a neat,
And everybody that came by that had a Hutch jersey or had a Hutch, give them a hot dog, give them a hamburger.
Yeah, cool.
That's right.
That was pretty cool.
Very
That
cool.
was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people, admired what they were, you guys were doing. Let's see what else. All right, this is my last thing I have.
You're gonna make some more stuff up, right?
I don't think so. This
Come
is the last
on.
one I have.
What you got?
Mike can make the next ones up.
Oh, you're in
Yes.
trouble.
I like it.
I think after talking to Joe and Greg and having known them before, always knew that even both of them were very smart on like nostalgia, and it was interesting to listen to Bomber. He can pinpoint dates, tracks. Who is in the?
It's impressive.
Right? Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
impressed. I was very impressed because I didn't realize that he knew outside of the races maybe he was in specific. He knew other stuff too, which is not that easy to do. So in terms of like historians, and I think Mark Lopez seems to be kind of like the go-to that everybody says, Mark, who is that in the picture? And Mark will on Craig's 80s social feed, Mark always comes to the rescue and says, oh, that's blah 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 blah. Do you think can you think of any other historians that might know more
For sure.
than
Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say that. I know of nobody more than Johnny Johnson that
knows everything? Like you show them a
Dude.
picture, they'll tell you where that is, what year that was, and I mean, I find that quite amazing. When somebody can do that.
Yeah. Johnny is, well, I think it comes down to pride, and those guys take pride in it. They really, 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 they love it. I mean, they really do love it. Like that's a passion for them. And so when a picture gets posted, they're always the first ones to comment. They're always the first ones. And if they don't know, they're always the first ones to ask because they want to know.
Yeah. And they know that like the number 675 in fourth place they'll know who it was, what city he
Yeah.
lives in. Yeah, it's amazing. And I
It's
think
amazing.
they study magazines a lot. But what impresses me the most about Johnny Johnson is like he pulls out moto sheets
Yeah.
from way back when.
Wow.
And 80s BMX Craig,
Yeah.
dude, he's got phenomenal pictures.
Awesome.
It's
I mean, he's
amazing.
got to be the greatest pictures, greatest collection of BMX pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. And he has a lot of good contributors too
Yeah.
that they're throwing stuff on there. It is pretty cool to look at that stuff.
Yeah. I know, it's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see these guys that are man, me and you guys know John Salami. You guys know Salami.
Yeah.
Salim Alibab. Salim Alibab.
Salami is one of my most cherished friends, man. I message with him quite often, man, and we just have a really good time. And myself and Salam, so like you guys got to know, for me, right, for a lot of years I raced BMX, and I was just a moto filler guy, man. I mean, literally just really a moto filler guy that was constantly studying the magazines.
Yeah.
And so like knowing all the quotes of all the pictures and stuff, like me and Salami will constantly go back and forth, and I'll send him a quote from a picture, or I'll just send him a picture and he'll send me the quote for the picture.
Yeah.
Like we do it with music too, but like myself and Salami specifically, we have this connection where we're always talking about old school BMX stuff, man. And I love it. Salami is actually a closet wealth of knowledge, of BMX knowledge.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's out of the
Seriously.
closet, actually.
He's way out of the closet.
He's way out, man. He's fantastic.
But he actually, he's just a massive super fan of BMX. He's actually, when he watches this, he's actually going to be blown away about this jacket. I think he's actually tried to buy this coat from me a couple of times.
Salim Alibab, he took me to JV.
Yeah.
He took me to the shore when we raced Egg Harbor. I went to the shore with him, and he introduced me to Atlantic City saltwater taffy and frozen chocolate covered bananas.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yep. When I first met him the first time I met him was either at Egg Harbor or at Howell, and I was sitting in the stands, and actually his mom and his girlfriend were sitting there, and I was chatting with them, and Salami came up, and I think Salami thought I was trying to pick up on his girlfriend, but I wasn't. I was just, being nice to the people that are in the stands next to me. And we struck up a friendship. And I love telling people this. I taught him how to shave.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
He was young, and he was in my hotel room, and he had the razor, and he was doing this. He was shaving like this with his razor. I looked over. I go, "What are you doing, young man? Let me stop." And I gave him a shaving lesson, how to shave your face like a man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And man, I tell you, he and I spent a lot of Sunday nights together after the races, having fun going to the club. Or he's a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah.
He really has a big heart.
Yeah.
And
right.
Smart and super smart.
He's
Smart. Really, really smart. And you're right, Hollywood. If you get to know him, you realize how big of a heart he has and how kind he is. But
his mom was
guarded.
like that too. His mom was like that.
But he's guarded with that. Not everybody gets to see that side of Salami.
Yep.
Look at this
And,
thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is an amazing. Hold it closer. Hold it
Can you
closer,
see it?
JV.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
He made Nora Cup stickers.
He made
for
his own
himself.
Orca
Yeah.
on a Xerox machine.
Yeah, he does. He's a super advanced Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy now. You guys know that?
Yeah.
Like really advanced. He has his own teaching. He teaches. He has his own, I don't know what they call it, dojo or whatever it is. Yeah,
Cobra Kai.
he's got his own Cobra Kai, and he teaches. And then, and I remember he always jokes. He goes, dude, he never lets me forget it. I went to his very first competition 20 something years ago, man.
Wow.
Yeah. He was like, hey, I'm going to be competing. You want to come see it? I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And he couldn't believe that I would come see him. Anyways, I got to see him in his first competition.
Cool.
And, he's actually doing, I know he was involved in different film stuff in Hollywood for a while.
Yeah.
But he's actually doing
North
like,
Hollywood.
yeah, he's doing like legit Hollywood stuff now, where he's like director of cinematography and filming and stuff. Yeah, like, dude, he's done really, really good for himself, man.
Yeah,
he did have a beautiful, but for the record, he did have a beautiful girlfriend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did.
Sal is one of my favorite people, dude, ever, man. I love sitting with that guy, talking with that guy, hanging out with that guy. He's just a good guy. I love it.
All right. Well, I got two then.
Let me hear it.
They come to mind. The first one is, speaking of girlfriends, who can you remember anyone else that had a really good looking girlfriend?
Anybody
and you don't,
else?
we're all married, so you don't have to comment. So I'm going to say, let's not comment on that.
Let's pass that question.
Let's just pass on that one, because you're all going to get in trouble. So, but seriously, I was going to ask you this one. Can you remember any outstanding snack bars? Did you ever, any track you used to go to, you go, oh, that's a good snack bar there, or a dish or something that you would get at a snack bar?
I know where Hollywood's going.
I have a couple, but there's one. You know where I'm going. My top number one.
Dude, Hollywood loves Coal Canyon.
Well, that's number two.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Coal Canyon was awesome because the Conejos used to bring tamales. Dude, and
What's
the Mexican-
number? I'm curious what number one is.
The Coney dogs at Akron, Ohio, that Todd Toth and Scott Toth's mom ran the snack bar.
Oh,
They're gonna love that I told them about that.
Oh my
Me too.
gosh.
You know, Vital BMX, Vital MTB, Vital. That's
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, right. When he got hired at GT, and he sat next to me, and he goes, "Hey Hollywood, we met before," and I was like, "We did, yeah." And he showed me a picture, and we're outside the snack bar at Akron.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. But I go, he goes, "Do you remember this?" I go, "No, but I can tell you this: the best Coney dogs ever were at I used to always go and have one between each moto."
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, dude, I love the taquitos at Azusa.
Oh,
See,
taquitos at Azusa.
taquitos at Azusa were good. How about you guys? Remember any snack bars at all?
No, I don't.
I remember for me, it was it was just my local track, right? So like, it's my local track more than anything, more than going to nationals. But like, the snack bar at Ascot was amazing, right? Because you would go into the snack bar, and at Ascot they had a huge arcade.
Yeah.
And when I was like 12, 13 years old, it was amazing, right? I would go into this massive arcade. They had the nachos with the hot cheese on them, and then all the video games, and they had a go-kart track. I mean, I love that place, dude. Ascot was next level.
JV going to the Christmas Nationals. That was great because you remember they had the food court.
They had the food court.
You could get
dude
everything you wanted, and they had White Castle.
The food court. Hey man, the food court at Christmas Classic was next level because it was all the food and it was all the kids, and everybody was showing out with their new Christmas presents, their new Christmas clothes, strutting around.
And Tim Karakoris with his shirt off.
Oh my God.
A couple of those Ohio guys, man, couldn't wait to show off their winter muscles, their basement muscles.
The food court was so awesome, man. I remember like you'd go hang out at the food court, and then my mom would always be upstairs. What was it? Was it a hotel?
Sheraton.
It was a Sheraton.
Yeah.
My mom would always be up there in the Sheraton bar with Tedesco and Linda Dorsey, Jeannie Tatton,
And Mr. Morales and Mr. Vicente.
They'd be up there having cigarettes and drinks.
Yeah.
You go up there and check in. Then you go back down to the food court and shenanigans. And oh man, it was so good.
And you remember they would play the motos. You could hear the announcing of the motos wherever you in the hotel, everywhere.
Yeah,
so you'd never miss your moto.
Right.
Yeah. Great.
That was a really good event.
Yeah. Everyone looked forward to that one.
They did. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then there was the absolute horrific turkey dinner at the ABA Grands.
Dude.
Gosh.
Cold.
Hey, I'm sorry, dude. I feel bad for you. I mean, I know you slammed me on your Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You got me good, but that was horrible. The food and the dinner, that was just
back in the day. It was like the worst wedding dinner, you ever get.
Oh my god!
But you know what? You had to go. I mean, everyone was there.
That's right.
That's where you did the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame induction. Well, let's see. That was mine. EC, you got any questions?
Yeah, what do you got there, kid?
I don't got any questions.
Come on, I know
I'm not prepared.
This is all an act. You have
I
We've just been reading your questions off the Excel spreadsheet,
I wish.
Google Doc that you created and sent to us.
I don't have any. I wish I had questions, man. I'll tell you what. Next time I'm going to have some questions.
You know what?
I don't have any.
Oh.
Why don't you ask your kids to do it?
Ethan Cooch.
Ethan, yeah, have Ethan Cooch. Cole can ask us some bicycle collector questions.
He would.
Some hoarder questions.
Yep. Ethan's always finding these. Ethan he's a wizard at finding old videos, dude. He finds these old BMX and mountain bike videos online. I'm like, dude, how do you find that stuff? And I don't know, whatever his algorithm is on his phone, from his search, like obviously his searching creates algorithms and it pops up. It populates all these crazy old videos pop up of some super old stuff, BMX racing stuff that I've never even seen videos of before, man. It's amazing.
Best uniform in BMX.
I like that question.
I think, in my opinion, Eric Carter's wearing part of it right now.
You think Hutch was the best uniform?
Yep. Iconic. You could see it anywhere across. It was never confused with anyone else ever. From across, you could be across the parking lot, across the track. You could be on top of a motorhome on the outskirts of parking, and you could tell it was a Hutch rider on the track.
I agree. I think there's one other uniform that matches that description. That's Patterson.
Yeah, I was gonna say Patterson's pretty.
I think Patterson's. It matches the description. I am biased towards the stars. I'm biased towards the stars.
It looks like a champion uniform.
It does. It's American.
No. I mean that. I mean Patterson and Champion Racing. Champion Racing was orange and blue and white. And
Champion.
Yeah.
I just, you know what? I'm just going to defend it to the end.
Yeah. No.
Mongoose was cool.
Looked like a Schwinn uniform.
I liked
what?
Red and white.
Red, white, and blue.
I liked the red line uniforms for a while. I did.
Red and white.
Yeah, I liked the red, white, and black, but I liked it. I think more I liked it because there was Stu, Dennis Dane, those guys, and they were fast riders. So I think that drove it up.
In that way, SE.
Oh, SEs.
And then it was brown and blue. And if you'd have told me you were going to a brown and blue uniform, I would have thought, ugh. But it turned out well and it looked good. And I think that was Scott Breithop's going from FMF.
The red and yellow.
Yeah, the red and yellow. And it's kind of the same, the way the sleeves curved down on the shoulders. He took that and just changed the color and made his SE uniforms. And I think to this day they hold up. I mean, from the color.
It's still their color.
Yeah, it's cool.
Todd's still running it.
Yeah.
As their color, man. That's pretty amazing. It's lasted the test of time that long.
I thought Blue Max.
Yeah.
Blue Max was a good kit.
Yeah.
You know what kit?
Blue?
You know what kid I thought I liked, and it was only there's actually two of them that I like, but one of them Hollywood's laughing. Pistol Pete showed up to a race in Burbank, and it was part of Roger's deal, and it was called Shadow.
Oh, Shadow Racing.
Do you remember that, Hollywood?
Yep, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
It was blue, black, and silver, but he had this like silver lame, shiny.
I don't know what lame is, but it was like chrome.
Yeah, whatever. I think
lame.
I don't know what the hell it's
lame. Look who's been reading. Look at lame.
It was a shimmery. It was bright. It was
like
chrome.
chartreuse.
It was chartreuse. No, it was like this crazy material that you hadn't seen, man. I was like, man, that is so cool. That's so bitchin'.
It was chrome.
Yeah, it was chrome. It was lame. It was chrome. I don't even know if lame is the right one. Anyways, the second one I liked. I thought the kids that we got to ride in with RevCore.
RevCore. I was going to say RevCore. Yep.
I thought Roger was onto something with that. The kit and the coloring was really
purple and yellow.
Purple.
Yeah.
You guys look
yellow
like
and pink, right?
You guys look like a fruit salad out there. Are you kidding me?
It was amazing. Charles, I thought Charles looked really good in the kit, and then he had a custom painted helmet.
Oh, was it lame?
It was
flambe, or what was it?
Yeah, it was flambe.
Yeah.
No, it was amazing. Like his custom, his Serrano helmet was amazing. That matched his kit.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I liked Eagle Snacks because it said Anheuser-Busch on the bottom.
Oh my gosh, how about Eagle Snacks?
Eagle Snacks.
They had a good team.
They did.
Yeah.
They had some fast riders.
They had a good team.
They were legit.
Yeah.
There was a team in Southern California, TW Racing, that Pete Bonkarevich rode for when he was like 13.
And
they had a
David Al.
Yep. And it was they looked like Kawasaki uniforms
Yep.
with the green, blue, and white.
Ooh.
That's right. I remember that.
That was a good looking kit.
Hey, you know what other kid I really liked? Now you're back in the day.
McDonald's.
S&S.
Oh.
You remember S&S?
Sure. Orange, white, and black. Johnny Severin.
Yeah. Spencer.
Yep.
Was it Greg Spencer?
Greg Spencer.
Yeah.
And Pop Lemon.
Pop Lemon was S&S too, dude. How do you remember Pop Lemon? He was like this big.
See, you would think between the concussions and the beers, it'd be just.
That was Pop Lemon before he was on GT, man.
That's right.
That's wild.
His dad was a starter at Westminster.
Oh, exactly. Hey,
JV.
Yeah.
I thought the Reach uniforms were good.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah, I thought the Reach uniforms were good.
Oh.
See?
Yeah, they were. I thought they were pretty good. I thought they were pretty good. We had two different color ones though. We had a yellow. There was one point where we had a yellow jersey.
Not so good.
It didn't look as good as
But
the
you
white.
had 09.
The 09 pants.
But you
though.
had 09 pants.
Dude,
Yeah.
I didn't have
you
09
guys were
pants.
killing the game with 09.
The 09 pants were cool.
I think these were the second best pants ever.
Oh, let's hear it.
Dude,
J-
red, white,
JT?
red, white, and blue JTs, baby.
JT,
With the stars on them.
He loves it.
I'm
He
so
loves
cheesy, all American, man. I
Can't
just
get
love it.
enough of it.
I still love, I love the all American red, white, and blue stars and stripes.
Did you ever have BW?
Bill Walters? Yes.
You did.
I never did, man, and I'm so jealous I didn't have it. God,
I never did.
On Riverside Schwinn RRS, we had Bill Walters, and I did not like them. Dude, they were heavy,
Yeah.
thick,
hot.
and hot.
Yeah, the pants were thick and heavy. But remember, I thought it was so cool that those guys had the coats.
The Vera leathers. You remember the Vans Vera leather set?
Yeah.
Yes,
Terrible, man.
Veras.
Holy.
I think I had a set of Veras.
Really?
Yeah, I think when I was a kid, I had a set of Veras. My mom made my first pair of pants modeled after the Veras, I think. She actually made them. She still have them, dude. I still have my very first pair of, yeah, of course I do.
They're in the South Wing.
They're back there in the south wing of the Hoarder compound. Dude, they're like
You'll
big.
You'll see it on next month's episode of Hoarders. Tune in.
That's right. Oh, it's amazing, dude. My mom actually made my pants. We were poor, man. We didn't have enough money for me to buy a set, for my parents to buy a set of race pants. So my mom made them.
Yeah.
And I thought they were the best thing ever, dude. I was so stoked my mom made pants, man. I was just
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, I was like, this is awesome, man. I have pants like all the other kids do. So, you know what other kids were good? The colors I like, and I still like it. I still see these colorways down at the beach every once in a while, Hollywood. You'll know this.
Nomura.
No, not
Ooh.
Nomura. Nomura
With the
was a
big
good
sun,
brand.
with the big sun on the helmet.
Yeah.
I like
Exactly.
Nomura.
Yeah. I remember
Did
that.
you like it?
No.
You didn't.
Oh, that
No,
had
I watched too many World War II movies and I hated those. I hated that thing. It's like Pearl Harbor. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, I liked
Yeah, those were. I thought. Honestly, I thought Nomura had good looking uniforms. I love their decals.
yes.
Yeah,
they had
No,
the flat bottom that bottom tube was flat, right? With
yeah,
they did.
aluminum.
Aluminum.
Oh,
when everybody
aluminum.
was doing chromoly.
right, aluminum. That's
Except for
right.
Race Inc. Race Inc. was doing aluminum.
Yeah.
Same time.
Still
But-
is.
Yep. Wow.
Go ahead.
But I liked Bassett.
Well,
Oh,
DRP.
I loved the Bassett
Yeah.
rainbow.
The rainbow.
I love the Bassett rainbow colors.
That's because you're flambe.
That's because
Or
no,
lambe
dude,
or-
I loved it. I
Man,
thought that,
something.
and then like the Bassett bikes, man. Every once in a while, you'll be down at the beach and you'll see somebody on a Bassett cruiser. Dude, I love them. I'm just.
Well, they look just like their uniform was just like DRP,
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
black and gold.
Yep, I love that stuff.
All right.
Good stuff. Bassett headers, right?
Yeah, that's what
That's
they're
what they
made.
were, right? They made
That's what they
headers for boats.
Yeah, they made it hitter for boats, and I think John
Huh.
Severn worked for him.
John Severn worked for everyone.
He was a welder, man. He's a welding fool.
Still is.
Still is. Still makes custom stuff.
Hey, I think he's on your program though, Hollywood.
What do you mean by that? Oh,
I think
that's
he's on the-
scary to think.
There's a lot of programs you're on, Hollywood. He's like, what program is that? There's a lot of programs.
Yeah.
I think he's on the 9-finger program.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he a year or two ago he posted something where he like
Yep.
finally got the end of something.
He's on the 10% discount for the manicure program.
That's right. 9 nails is all you need.
The first guy that ever took me on tour, Steve Schobert, Team Proneck, Tough Neck
Wow.
originally. Yeah. Steve Schobert took me on tour. It was me, him, and Bernard Ray Anderson, BR. That's
Didn't know
BA's
him.
brother from USA BMX.
Really?
Yeah. We went on tour, and anyway, Steve Schobert was had half a thumb.
Ooh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he chopped think about holding the BMX grip racing with only a part of a thumb.
He was fast.
He was strong, dude.
Yeah.
Strong. And a
So what-
great guy. And he was checking the chain tension and
On his BMX bike.
on a motorcycle, actually.
Yeah. And lost his thumb.
Lost his thumb. Great
Holy
guy.
moly.
Did you guys ever race with a cast on?
I wasn't allowed to, man. My
Mm-mm.
dad.
JV never fell, so he never had a cast.
That's
No, I had one. You made me take it off.
I knew this. I was just leading him into the story.
Mhm.
You made me take it off. Yeah. My thumb.
You don't need that thing. Take
Yeah,
that shit off.
No, seriously, that was the conversation. We were gonna play golf, and I'm like, dude, I got this cat. Like it was a half cast, so you could take it off. And I was like,
walk it
"Nah,
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take it off. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. It hurt so bad.
Hold on. Get over here. Let me
No.
rub some dirt on that thing, man.
Yeah. It hurt, and then we played, and then every time I would complain that it hurt, he's like, "Oh, come on, keep going. You're all right. You're all right. Keep going."
Come on, we're
Fine.
only into the second hole.
Fine.
Come on, you're fine.
Right.
There's only 16 more to go. You're fine. Come on.
I was never allowed to race. I broke my wrist when I was 13, and my parents never allowed me to. There was injuries were healed completely with sign off from the doctor before I could ever get back on the bike.
Takes a long time.
That was our program.
My dad's program was if the doctor said 6 weeks, it was 6 weeks.
We
We would take our own cast off, and my dad would pull out my stitches. We didn't go back
Oh.
you didn't go back to the doctor.
that costs money.
Yeah, but if the doctor said 6 weeks, I don't
That's
care
the
how
date.
good you felt. My dad said, no.
This is the date.
Yeah. The doctor, he's smart. He told you 6, you're doing 6.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
this day, I still go. I mean, that's what they went to school for. They must be smart.
I'm the same way, man. I tell everybody when they get injured, even the most top level writers that I talk with and stuff. I always tell them, like, dude, heal your injuries. Don't come back half-assed, because injuries breed injuries, right?
Not
When
only
you're-
that, but most of the time, half-ass is what got you into this injury.
Well, that's the thing, right? When if you're riding injured, you're riding compromised. And when you ride compromised, you're more prone to A, defend the injury and not ride the way you normally ride. B, fall. You're going to fall easier because you're not prepared. And when you fall, that's when you get hurt.
That's right. And it tears up your lame uniform.
And it tears up
Yeah.
LeMay.
Yeah.
LeMay.
LeMay.
LeMay?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I may be completely wrong.
Chambray?
I may be saying LeMay, and it may be some type of fish over in Sweden that people fish for. I don't know.
I don't know. But from
It's
that
either a
font,
material on Pete Lukavich's jersey or a fish in the Netherlands.
all I know is every time I see you from now on, oh, is that lame?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Anything shiny from now on is lame.
That's right. Fishing lures,
Yeah. Oh.
whatever it is.
Oh, well, fellas. You got anything
All
else?
right.
I'm
What do you
good.
got, JV?
No, I get. What are you talking about? I had so much.
I know you. Hey, thank you. You contributed a lot to tonight. Me, not so much. I got no
Well,
questions.
next time you got it. You got to.
I gotta bring
Yeah.
the heat. I gotta come.
You gotta-
I gotta come prepared.
Couple
out
of
of my
questions.
comfort
Couple of things you always wanted to. You always wondered.
It's out of my comfort zone, but I'll get there.
No. We're just
I
fine.
never come prepared with questions, Matt. I just love talking with you guys. And
Yeah.
I love it when you guys pop the questions and I don't know what the questions are before. I actually like that dynamic of the meeting.
Yeah.
I love it because it's complete freestyle. That means it's like it's actually what you're really thinking. I love that. You can't prepare for it.
Yeah. That's why we don't talk to guests beforehand.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, we tell
Right.
them, no. That seems like they always want to ask, hey, what do we talk about? Yeah.
Well, you're the one. Truth be told, Hollywood is always the one that finds the guest and gets the guest going. So you're the one that
Yeah.
always interacts with the guest. But I love it that you don't give them anything. It's like, no, dude, you're just going to come on. You're just freestyling.
Yeah.
And
That's how we do
sometimes
it.
when I
Better
talk to
that
them
way.
beforehand- yeah, and when we start to talk and they start to tell you, I go, no, don't. I don't want to hear it. I
Yeah,
don't want to talk. Yeah, we'll wait, save it, because
It's
it's so
authentic.
much better when we hear it the first time.
Yeah.
it's authentic,
It is
right? Hey, when you're doing a photo shoot, it's almost always right. The first time you do it is almost always the best time. When you go back and, oh my gosh, that was amazing. You try to recreate it. You can never recreate the tabletop or the cross up or the good. The first time is always the best.
I can.
Well, that's because you're a professional.
Some of us just know how to keep our lame crisp
That's right.
and shiny.
That's right.
Oh, I'm gonna wear that thing out.
You are, dude. How about my coat?
Loving
Dude,
that coat.
is fantastic.
This thing is worth a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
It actually is.
I know.
My son Cole. I actually had to go find it in my son Cole's closet because he hoards my stuff in his closet. So I went and grabbed it out of there. But the other day, man, his girlfriend was over and she had it on, and I was looking at him like, dude, what are you doing? Like that is not
no. That's a hard no.
That's not going out of the house, bro. Like don't make me speak up and make it uncomfortable here.
Because I will.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's not going out of the house, dude. She
Hey,
can
tell
try it
that-
on here.
Tell that skank to take off my jacket. I'll cut it right out now.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
It is
I don't
cool.
know.
Hollywood,
Yeah,
what's your next tattoo?
just got it.
No, well, let me see. I know after
Yeah.
that one, after that, because I know there's another.
Yeah, got one. I got one coming right here.
I know, of course you do.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What's
do
it?
the. It's gonna be the mongoose sprocket and one piece crank.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yep. Yes.
No way.
Yes.
It really is.
Absolutely. And on our 100th episode, I'm gonna get the Dirty Knobs logo right here,
Shut up.
and I'm gonna let you do it.
Because I'm good at it.
Yeah. It'll be
As
nice.
long as I can have a couple of these before.
James is gonna be holding me down.
That's right.
Hey, you know what you need to do, EC and JV, both of you. From now on, every episode,
Yeah.
especially when you do it with us, you guys got to bring something out of your closets.
Oh.
That helmet, JV, was spectacular.
That was great.
I swear
You're gonna be itching though. You're
I
gonna,
gotta
dude.
be.
That jacket
There's
is
gotta be
all
so
gold.
much.
Dude, how much did you like it when I walked in?
I
That
started
jacket.
cracking up, man. I love. I part of me was just laughing, and part of me was like thinking back of traveling in Europe with the jacket on. And,
Oh, it's so good.
you know what? Of all the things, I don't know if I ever told you guys this. Of all the things in BMX, the one thing I don't have, and I wish I did.
Is
Even
that
if-
coat.
No, not that coat. That guy's mom knitted me in Holland. She knitted me a crocheted knit. I don't know, with the two needles.
Yes, it's crochet.
A sweater,
Kind of like LeMay.
a sweater,
Just like LeMay.
crochet. Yeah. No, crochet is the
She had a spinning wheel and she spun a.
It's the two
she
needles.
had a beard, and she had a beard. She was on.
She had a beard. Yeah, it's 2 needles and a beard.
Yeah. No, and she knitted me a Hutch jersey sweater.
Where do you think that is right now?
Yeah, like where
Uh,
is that?
That has been eaten by mom. I don't even know if it made it home. I have no idea.
Somewhere in somebody's closet they have that.
Yeah, somebody has that.
That was the greatest thing ever. I wish that's the one thing I wish I had.
Oh my gosh. And
The blue
Oh.
corduroy JT jacket.
Oh,
I love that too.
I remember those. I
Wow.
remember seeing people wearing those with the factory pilot hat.
That's right. That's right. The factory pilot. Look at Hollywood nodding. He's like, yep.
Yeah,
That's a
had your
factory
name in the
pilot.
back too. Had your name
It's a
embroidered.
factory pilot.
The blue one, yeah, the blue corduroy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they made a summer version, which was the blue and white trucker hat.
JT was a good one, man.
JT, they were great. Loved it.
You know, it's crazy that, like, I mean, they got really big, but there's no reason why they couldn't have been Fox. What did Fox just sell for?
A gazillion.
They did. It was a gazillion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge
Gazillion's a lot, JB.
gazillion is unbelievable.
I know.
It's because they had a market share of unobtainium.
And you know what else they had? They had LeMay jerseys.
Oh, the LeMay jersey. You know, that's the one thing JT lost. You know what? That's why they're not Fox.
That's right, because they didn't do LeMay.
They never came on.
They
with
missed
LeMay.
out.
They,
Yeah.
if they had done LeMay, they
True.
would have been Fox.
They probably think about that a lot.
I'm sure they do.
God, if we'd only
Only
Had
done
LeMay.
LeMay.
Damn, LeMay.
Oh goodness.
well, guys.
Love it. Like, that's great content.
Yeah.
That's
it's
a month.
it's shiny. Like
LeMay. It's exactly. Look at this guy.
I can't help myself.
No, but
like Charles can only do. He says he can do Tuesdays or Wednesdays, but I
Did
don't
you
mind
say-
I don't mind putting him off.
did you tell him we only do podcasts on Thursdays?
We only do it on Monday,
Charles.
Wednesday.
We're a Thursday podcast group, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
JV.
All right.
I know we're keeping.
All right,
you up.
guys. All good. All good. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay.
All right, boys.
All
I
right.
love you, boys.
Love you guys.
Later. See you, boys.
Bye.
Bye.
Whiskey in the Wild is not your grandpa's whiskey. It's the sip at the summit, the spirit of adventure. Premium whiskey with extracts of chocolate, vanilla, blackberry, orange, and black elderberry create palate-pleasing flavor blends. We fashioned it with a flask for fresh air and a bottle to come back to. Enjoy the lift. The Whiskey in the Wild. Available at whiskeyinthewild.com. Hey, Dirty Knobs. We're asking you, our friends, to make a donation on behalf of John Cruz to the Davis Finney Foundation, and that can be done at davisfinneyfoundation.org. That's DAVISPHINNEY foundation.org. Listen, your gift makes a difference, and together we're helping people live better and building healthier Parkinson's communities. So listen, on behalf of John Cruz and the three of us here at the Dirty Knobs, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, you bunch of dirty knobs. I'm going to send a box out to somebody who subscribes. So please do that. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Comment if you have anything to say. We'd love to hear it. And we will be back out here in 2 weeks with another one. And thanks to our sponsors. Speaking of which, we are going to read some commercials to you now. Thanks for showing our sponsors the love, because they're showing it to us. Thanks again, and we'll catch up to you soon. And then sing it out right now.
All right, coming live and direct from the Colt Clubhouse in Santa Ana, California. Come on down and get all your BMX needs. We're giving away free air for your tires. That's all I got, brother.
That's great. That's great. All right. Now.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Kinda, designed for your journey. On the road, on the trail, or on the racetrack, you can count on Kinda quality. Our tires are engineered for performance and value across a wide range of interest and applications. See why Kinda is the right choice. It's your move.
Imagine how bikes can lead to a healthier, more connected world. Bikes set us apart, free to explore and move and experience our relationships with people and places like nothing else can. At Ceres, we don't just imagine a more bikeable world. We're all in, making it happen.
SR Sun Tour shares your passion of cycling. We are committed to giving you the highest level of service in the industry, along with products that hopefully will exceed your expectations. Serving riders is the cornerstone of our business, and we pride ourselves in doing it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Velocity Bike Park is the premier bike park for riders in Southern California, with 25 miles of world-class trails, obstacles, flow track, and races for mountain biking, gravel, and BMX.
ABC, the American BMX Company, bringing you brands like Race Inc., Cook Brothers, Botima, Box, Kuwahara, and BMX Action. Check them out at abmxc.com.
Hey BMXers, Todd Huffman here. I want to invite everyone to Angels Camp this September 9th through the 11th for the Frogtown Classic BMX Days. 3 days of racing old and new bikes on the famous 40-year-old original downhill Frogtown track. No starting lights or recorded voice and no clips. Only loads of fun riding for all ages. Gary Turner Bike Show, swap meet, vendors, and BMX legends. Plus, it's free. RV parking and camping available. Visit us at frogtownclassicbmxdays.com and find us on social media.
ODI Grips, the world leader in grip technology, home of the lock-on grip system. Check them out over at www.odigrips.com. Mega Design Group is a full-service marketing firm. They handle everything from logos to advertising to packaging. Having over 25 years experience in the print and marketing fields, they can handle any hurdle. Check it out at megadesigngroup.com. Cool Stop brake pads. High performance bicycle brake pads since 1977. Check them out at coolstop.com. That's KOOLSTOP.com. Supercross BMX. What can we say? Our lives revolve around BMX. Founded in 1989 to build the ultimate BMX race frame, they've never strayed from that vision. Hey, for more details, check it out at supercrossbmx.com. Amy Grips is dedicated to using all of its manufacturing strengths, including engineering, research, and development, to successfully prepare for future growth while demanding that the quality of its products provide consumers with complete satisfaction. Making grips since 1974. Check them out at amegrips.com.
If you have a Senna cycling helmet, you know what it's like to ride connected. Senna got their start in communications for the motorcycling industry.
Check out the podcasts that we listen to. These are our friends. We wouldn't be here without their help. So give them a check out.
Where they're now a leader. Senna brought their same tech that goes into those helmet-to-helmet motorcycle communication systems into cycling helmets. Senna bike helmets have an integrated microphone and 2 speakers hidden right into the shell. Senna helmets connect together on a mesh or Bluetooth network so you can talk to your friends while you ride without shouting over wind noise, even if you're not side by side. That is super cool, especially in the trails. Senna helmets also pair with smartphones, so you can listen to your playlist without blocking out ambient noise, and you can take phone calls and even hear turn-by-turn GPS directions.
And finally, you know.
Joystick control. There ain't no getting no control. He doesn't was born and lives to ride on the road.